let's get right into it.
Let's go.
So, welcome to the Perspective Podcast, where we basically talk about hardships and adversities that our guests have faced in order to give you guys some tools to navigate through your own hardships. That being said, it's an organic conversation, nothing really prepared beforehand. We just let it come as it comes. The value presents itself, and maybe some controversy presents itself, but at the end of the day, we are just trying to give you guys a little bit of insight. So, Danny, again, appreciate you for being here.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. So I know maybe we'll probably ease things into it.
I appreciate
Right.
that. Okay.
Like number one, the first question that I start off with typically is tell me about some hardships, adversity that you have some experience with.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I
Yep.
know that may be vague, you know,
A little bit.
but that's what I like to go off of. So based off of that, I want you to like let in a little bit about some impactful moments. Like,
Okay.
what do you feel like has truly been? Is it the recent separation? You know what I mean? What do you feel has been the strongest thing that has made you motivated, resilient, focused, hurt, something that you needed to overcome? Like, what has that been for you? You know?
Yeah.
And it could be a bunch of different things too.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think hardships, adversities, all that kind of stuff. I've had, and it was funny, I was literally just having this conversation with my sister
Yep.
on my way here, and earlier today, we have had a lot of death in my family, like close personal death, like
I'm sorry.
all that kind of stuff. And then, so that's more, I wouldn't say recent, it's been over the past like several years. There's been some major losses. Like I lost my dad to cancer, she lost her husband to cancer, like all that kind of stuff. And that's just within the past couple of years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So those kinds of hardships. And then of course you're talking relational hardships.
Yeah.
There's that, and then financial hardships. There's that as well. And then I opened my own gym. So
Congrats.
you're talking, thank you, but it's right, like its own hardships, right? So you're a business owner trying to do something that you had nothing handed to you. I had no, what do you say, like blueprint. I had nothing laid out before me. I had nothing to go off of. I started with nothing. I had no equipment. I had no money. I had literally nothing. And so the struggle to take a thought or a vision that you have in your head and to bring it up here and then actually make it become something, that comes with its own hardships. And you know, the year I got like the keys to my gym in 2019. 2019, a gym, and then COVID hit in 2020. So I had to shut down, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then, so there's 2020, you're dealing with COVID. And then in 2021, my brother-in-law died. And then in 2024, my dad died. And then I separated. And then it's like, it's just been, from the moment I opened that gym, it has just been like this never ending, always something waiting up ahead to take me out.
Right.
So, you know, navigating all those hardships. So pick one. Where do we begin? Where would you like me to start going down the path of hardships?
I want to focus more so on your motivation.
Okay, what keeps me motivated?
No.
Okay.
Like, what made you want to start this gym? Like, what do you want to accomplish with it?
Okay. So I guess that's a little bit more of a longer story. I always was into working out. Always. Like when I was young, I think I got my first gym membership when I was 16, so I'm 38. So it's been a while. But I loved working out because my parents never let us play sports because honestly, my mom was like, oh, Daniela, you're going to hurt yourself. We don't want you to, you know, have to go to the hospital, this and that. And now that I'm older, I'm just kind of like, I think you guys just didn't want to take us to practices. Like, I think you guys just didn't feel like doing the things, which, you know, I can kind of understand now being older. It's a lot. It's a lot of commitment. 3 kids, immigrants, my parents both working full time all the time. So it's like, I laugh. Me and my sister joke about it now. But so I got into the gym for some type of outlet. You know what I mean? Like just an outlet that for whatever reason, life just drew me to some form of physical activity. So, and of course, like you want to look a certain way. I'd be lying if I said it had nothing to do with like wanting to look a certain way. But more than anything, it was the like outlet component of just moving your body and getting strong and lifting weights. Like I never started on cardio. I remember, I think I was 16. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure I was 16 because I don't think my mom had to be there with me. I couldn't go alone. And I remember walking in and instantly went to the weight room, like instantly went to the free weights, all that kind of stuff. And I would just stand there like, you start saying, how do you use this? What is there's a picture on here. I think I got to put my leg in there. You're doing all that kind of stuff. And so whatever. And I remember like back in the day, especially then, the weight room was all guys. There was just dudes and they were so nice. They're like, oh, you want me to show you how to use that? I remember this one guy, his name was Josh. He was like 3 feet tall, crazy curly hair. And he's like, you want me to show you how to use that? And I was like, yeah, that'd be great. So I used to work out with him every now and then. And then I ended up working there. I ended up working at the Planet Fitness. I ended up managing one. And then I kind of got to the point where I was getting a little older. I think I was like 21, 22. And I was like, all right, I'm going in corporate. I want to make money. Thinking you're going to make money in corporate. And so I started working at Lego, the toy company. And from there on out, I was like, I kept getting laid off. Like I was there for like 3 or 4 years and then I got laid off. And then they called me back. They're like, hey, there's this position opening up. You'd be great for it. You want to come and work? I was like, yeah, let's go. Come on. And then I go and I get laid off again. And I think it was like oh my God, I think it happened like 3 or 4 times. I think 4 times. They're like, oh, we got this spot. It's really good. You'd be a great fit for it. Your experience, this, that, and the other. And I was like, oh my God, this is great. Like, this is it. This is my big break, And then I went.
I was like beatboxing. Oh my God, this is great.
I did really sound like that.
Right?
You didn't know you were going to get some of that today, too. So I went back and then I think they were going to lay me off from that again. Because like, the position, we don't really need that anymore. And I was like, okay. I remember sitting on my couch and I was just like praying. I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Like, I hate this. I hate corporate. Why did I think that this was like going to be it for me? I'm stuck behind this desk chasing a dollar and I feel miserable. Like I literally hated it. And so I remember it was like 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I just got up. I was sitting on my couch, literally just like, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing? And I just kind of sat there and I had this like thought, something came into my mind and I see this picture and I just see if I could do anything. Like the question in my mind was if you could do anything, not worrying about money, not worrying about like success or whatever, not worrying about anything, what would you do? And I'm like, I'd open a gym. I'd open a gym. I would create a space where something that I wish that I had when I needed like an outlet, a place to go that wasn't overrun with just like, I love gym scenes. Don't get me wrong. Like I love the gym scene. I love like meatheads and like girls going crazy with their tripods, filming their lifts. Like I love all that kind of stuff. I do. But I was like, what would I have needed back then? And I just would have needed a space where I could just go as an outlet and just train my heart and soul out. And so I was like, can I do that? Like, can you actually do something you want to do? In like, is that, we don't have to suffer and like hate our jobs just to like make money. Like, are you actually telling me that I could do this? Yeah. So at the time I remember telling my husband, I was like, I have this crazy idea. And here's the thing, like the second I got laid off of work, I never stopped working, which is a problem. Put a pin in that. But I always work. I've been working since I was young, like young age. Like my parents always had us doing something. They're like, get outside, go make money, go do this, go do that. Like, you never know. Like always, you never know. And then it was like, you're young. I was 14 and I was like painting at my parents' house outside. And like the neighbor saw me and he's like, do you want to come paint my apartment? And I started working young and I always worked. I always went to go and make money. And my parents were always like, you never know. Hey, why not go make some money if you can? Somebody's like, it was always this do what you can to make money because they never had any. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, so I always had that mindset. So when I was laid off, I didn't even let like my badge, they didn't even like shut it down. I was already looking for work. And I remember sitting on the couch and I was like, all right, I was on one of those like app things. I don't even know which one I was on. But like trying to work at clean houses, easiest thing I can do right now. Create a profile, somebody needs a house clean. I'll go do something somewhere. And so I created this profile, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, wait a second. Like, I'm going to go clean houses and do this, that, and the other, but can I also build a business on the side? Well, I'm free, make my own schedule here. Can I also build this business on the side? So I had brought it up to my husband, at the time, and he was just like, yeah, I think that's great. Like, that's a great idea. Like, fully support that. So from there, you just kind of figure out, what does that look like, right? I have this thing in my head. How do I take what I see in my head and make it become a thing in real life? So I was like, well, the first thing that makes the most sense is to be a certified trainer. So at least I have some credentials that people would want to hire me, right? So I started there. I got certified to be a trainer. And then from there on out, I never worked under anybody, because the thing in my head was to build something, not to build something for someone else, like another corporation, like another Planet Fitness or like whatever, but to build something that I made for others to come to, So that was kind of like the foundation of where I started. So from there on out, I kept, I posted online that I got certified to be a trainer. So I was cleaning and studying, and I was working with my husband at the time. He did like painting and all this stuff. So I was like painting with him some days, cleaning houses the other days, studying for my exam. It was just like crazy. I was all over the place. And then I passed, and I posted it on Facebook. I literally was like, hi, I'm a certified trainer. Does anybody like free marketing? And one or two people were just like, we'd love to work out with you. Like, we'd love that. And so I had nowhere to train them. And I actually went to their house. I had like bands and like 2-pound dumbbells, or 3 pounds. Nothing. I had nothing. When I tell you I had nothing, I literally had nothing. And I had no money. I had no money to do anything. So I showed up at their house, and they paid me, and I started training them. And then from there on out, I was like, I had 2 clients, that I was training at their house. And I was like, I need a space. Like, I see a space. I saw a space. When I had this idea, I saw a space. And I'm like, I got to find a space. Like, I saw it. And then so I'm like, I have no money. I have no money. Nothing. I have nothing to do this, but I saw it. And I know it's there.
Yeah.
And so I started looking around, and my mom was a real estate agent, and she's just like, this guy that we rent buildings from, he might have a space. I don't know. I could talk to him. So she ended up talking to him. He's like, and I had looked at a bunch of different places, and you know what it was too, when I saw the space, I had a number in my mind. Like, I had a specific number in my mind. I was like, that's going to be my rent. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, there's a number in my mind. That's what my rent is going to be when I first open this. And so I had looked at this place, and I was like, it's not bad. And then this guy gave me like the number for rent. I'm like, nah, you ain't it. It's not you. And then I went somewhere else, and I was like, okay, I guess this could work. I only have 2 clients. What am I really doing? I have no equipment, this and that. And I'm like, and then he gave me the number, and I'm like, no, you're not it. That's not you. This ain't it. And then so whatever, I ended up meeting with this other guy, and he had an office room, I guess. I think it was like an office space in an apartment complex. So it was like on the first floor in like a 55 plus community, something above, I don't even know. But so I was like, all right, like, it is what it is. I'll go anywhere. I don't care. Like, what is it? I'm looking for something. It could be anywhere. So I go like in like borderline ghetto of where I was living. Borderline. It wasn't like full ghetto, but like we were right there. And I walk in, and I open the door, and I was like, this is it. This is it. It was like a 600 square foot room. I'm like, this is it. So he's talking. He's like, yeah, I've got to kick out the lady that's in here right now. She ain't paying rent. I was like, oh, so we already got problems. But I'm like, all right, but this is it. This is it. And he's like, she ain't paying rent, but I've been trying to get rid of her for the past 3 months now. I was like, oh, all right. So anyways, he's going off telling me this spiel. I was like, hey, it is what it is. And then he goes, so what I'm thinking about rent, I'm thinking about, X amount of dollars. And I was sitting there, and I was just like, that's nothing. I'm thinking in my head. I didn't say this out loud. I'm thinking in my head. I'm just like, all right. I'm like, that's not the number I had in mind, but I didn't say anything. I was just like, okay, that's what you want. I was like, all right, okay. I didn't say 2 words. And then he turns around and he goes, you know what? Actually, I'll give it to you for this price. It was exactly the number that I had in my head when I saw the whole thing. The exact number. I didn't even say anything. I was just like, he gave me the first number and I was just like, all right, processing. I was thinking, I was like, all right, that's cool. All right. Didn't say anything. And he was just like, you know what? I'm going to give it to you for this. And I was like, all right, where do I sign? Where do I sign? 2 clients, no money, no equipment, no nothing. Where do I sign? And all that to say what motivated me is that there was a fire within me to build something that I feel like is more than just a gym. That's the motivation. It's like you're seeing a gym, you're seeing a building, you're seeing equipment, you're seeing whatever. I had a vision for something so much more. I see a space that's like, it's for anybody and everybody. It is a space where it's like, you can come. My purpose. Yeah. You can come and it's safe and there's no judgment. And it's like, but see, here's the thing, like with exercise, right? Everybody's got their outlet. Everybody does their own things. For me, like strength training and weightlifting and like being in that environment was therapy. You know what I mean? Was like this therapeutic thing. It was this safe space for me. And my motivation and desire was to make that for other people too. So from there, you know what I mean? That's what got me up every morning to go do the things. I'm working 3 different jobs, trying to build my own business. No clients. Horrible marketer, by the way. Still am. Really bad at marketing. Really bad at all that kind of stuff. But
that's why you had me.
You market?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah, I own a production company.
Well, yeah, that part I knew, but I didn't understand that that's about marketing. All
yeah,
right.
it is.
All
I
right.
do the whole thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Connection. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm terrible with marketing. And that's one of the biggest things, right? But even with no marketing, there was still like a vision and there was still like a purpose behind it. A dream that propelled it. And I was talking to someone. It was literally just the other day. Oh, I was on the phone with someone and she's like, I can see your heart and your passion and your love in what you're doing. So it's like, yeah, I own a gym. Yeah, I train people. She's like, it is so much deeper than what you do. She's like, it is who you are. And I needed to hear that at that moment because it's like, I've been doing it. This is my 7th year. And in those 7 years were some of the worst years of my entire life. And then the past 3 years were truly like, you thought that was bad. What did they say? Hold my beer. Let me show you even worse. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And you're sitting there. And I can't tell you how many times I have stood in that gym, no money, rent to pay, clients canceling left and right because, that's the nature of the industry. That didn't matter, go away just because I had a dream. People are still people and you provide a service and people cancel, it's what it is. It's not a big deal. And I just was like, I want to close this so bad. I can't tell you. I'm like, I could sell all my equipment, make money off of that, get out of here, go work a 9 to 5 and just not have to deal with this. Have predictable income, have stuff that is sure, guarantee. And I'm like, I know that if I do that, I will be completely destroying my purpose.
Fire.
Yeah. And I'll never find peace or be happy with anything. I could be making $1 million a year, comfortable, secure, safe, all this, that, and the other. And I will never be at peace. I will never be happy because this is where I'm supposed to be. Yeah. This is the dream that I had. This is the vision that I saw.
Yeah.
And so that's what motivates me. That's it. That pure fire to just be like, I am building something here. God gave me a dream. I'm letting him use me to build it.
Yeah.
And I will not live this life of I want to do what I want to do because it feels better. Yeah. I'm going to stay in this uncomfortable place and just keep grinding it out because I know that financial peace somewhere else is fake. It's not going to give me the peace of greater purpose, if that makes sense. And so that's honestly deep down in my heart, that's my motivation, to just keep going with that. And even when it's really, really hard, and definitely be lying if I said that I still don't have those moments till this day. Like,
Right.
what are we at, Thursday? Like, if I didn't have it Monday, you know what I mean? I think it's like this continuous. Any business owner will tell you how many times there's like super, super big highs and then really, really bad lows.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a really long version of my what motivates you story.
That was cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think I see. It's interesting to hear.
Yeah.
I think like part of me wants to like again just sit back and like just absorb it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I want to just like give like something to say, a response, but there's a lot of energy and a lot of love in just what you just said.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can see the fire, I can see the passion, I can see the love, and I can see the purpose, and I see the future, quote unquote.
Oh, you see the future. What do you see?
I see if what you're presenting is honest, and you have this fire, if you don't let up, you'll reach it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I really see that. You know what I mean? And maybe this, like you coming on and being open on the show right now, is where like the other side of the coin gets flipped, because you had a hard 7 years, you mentioned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now that we're up front, and we, you know, maybe there's a shift that's coming soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and I would love to help with that too. You know what I mean? Like if again with like the whole like marketing side of stuff, like the social media, like the videos, like I can definitely assist. You know what I mean?
All right.
And I think we could definitely push through. Like the whole brand that I started, the whole podcast, this started off with me making workout videos.
Are you serious?
It was after I left my corporate job.
No kid, you too.
Yeah,
oh my God.
I left. I decided to start completely fresh. I had no idea what I was gonna do. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna build my life, and I think that starts with number one, fitness.
Yeah.
So let me get in the gym a little bit, start documenting that, see what it does, and then see where my life goes. I'm gonna document me building my life. Fuck it. You know, and then eventually I just loved the making videos, bought courses to make better videos, and then started my company.
No kidding.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then through it also my connection with God got closer. You know what I mean? Like a lot closer. You know, and I was also thinking with the hardships that you got going right now, like you said you started this 7 years ago, and you also experienced some of your hardest moments in this same exact time. So while you're starting this shift of your purpose, like you feel like you're starting fulfillment, now hardships come in. The way I see it, we introduced this before we started filming. You believe in God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if that's honest and you have a real relationship with God and you feel like this is really in your being, this is your purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the devil going to do?
Right.
He's
going to try to stop a lot.
Right.
He's going to really try.
Especially when you really start living your purpose.
Yeah.
When you really start making them decisions, he's going to come and try to discourage you like crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the game. But if you really love what you do and you believe in the Most High and you're not scared of anything besides essentially, you know, just if the kingdom is your goal,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then everything else will be supplied.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're using like your gifts to really like open up Christ to their lives, you know what I mean? Give them a little bit of peace, and it doesn't need to be so direct. It can be, you know, little love here and there, and then, you know, when people ask you, hey, where's all this come from?
Right.
Like you have all this energy, you have so much. Where's it from? Christ.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I give it all to Him.
Yeah.
You know.
Big time.
So, I feel like that's the key. If we ever try to take it for ourselves, then our dreams will eventually just disappear.
Yeah.
You know
absolutely.
what I mean?
And I think that even in the course of like me trying to do the corporate thing and all that, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, when I say it all the time, I'm like, when I stop and think of that period of my life trying to do it my way, you know, doing what I think I wanted, what I thought would be success, you know, my version of success. I say if I'm like supposed to live to 75 and I die at 70, like those 5 years that job took from me, it shaved off my life from trying to do stuff my way instead of just kind of like surrendering to a different purpose.
Right. And that's what it comes down to. Like I told you, like this podcast, right?
Yeah.
We don't know. You know what I mean? Like we have plans.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We got plans.
You
I
know
was
what I
trying
mean?
to think of like where these conversations could go. Yeah.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
But I think there's beauty in just letting stuff just happen
Yeah.
naturally. Just, you know what I mean? When we surrender,
Right.
we get to enjoy a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because if we have these expectations, if they fit in them, then I mean maybe it's not. We already saw it happening, so it's like it's not as cool.
Right.
And if it
Right.
doesn't, and if it doesn't, sometimes we'll be like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And we could be our own worst enemies. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like how we look at things is really important.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I mean?
struggle with that for sure. I'm definitely my own worst enemy more often than I even care to admit. I think there's like this, you struggle with perfection mentality, right? I'm one of those people like it's got to be perfect or I'm not going to do anything at all, which is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you don't do anything at all because
Right.
nothing's ever perfect.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like as much as
Besides Christ.
right. And I think that there's a portion that even with like the marketing and like certain things with the gym, it's just kind of like, oh, do anything. And sometimes it's like there feels like I would rather just, unless it's perfect and I know what it's going to bring in and this and that, I will do nothing. And that's kind of where I am. But like what you said, because there's a greater purpose and a stronger force behind that driving it, God brings in the increase on its own.
Exactly.
I started with 2 clients. I opened, like, it makes no sense. And my brother still makes fun of me. I have a younger brother. He's just like, where's your 2 new clients? Because I got 2 new clients. I used to be so excited for myself. I got 2 new clients. And he was just like, where's your 2 clients? And but I opened a small training studio with 2 clients. No guarantee that my rent was going to get paid. No guarantee that other people were going to believe in me enough to trust me to have a space where they wanted to show up and come and this and that. And it's like, but the obedience, you do it anyways. And then little by little, it's like people come in and I was still cleaning. That's another thing too. You got to be smart. You can't just be like, oh, I open a gym now, so here comes the money. I still worked. I cleaned houses. I painted houses. I did everything even after I got certified, while I was building the gym. You know what? There's still a responsibility to pay my bills, contribute to the finances, like all that kind of stuff. It wasn't just like, oh, God will provide. He did, but I'm also an able body, so I'm going to get my butt to work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show up and keep doing the things that I was doing before to make money.
Yeah.
And he did bring in, he brought clients in, and because you stored it well, right? I think that's the whole point. You can't just be stupid. I was able to pay my rent. So I had to place my rent for the gym.
Yeah.
And then I was able to buy equipment. So I didn't open the gym with equipment. When I tell you I had nothing, I had bands, dumbbells, maybe like a kettlebell I bought from TJ Maxx, like one of those little, I don't even know what I had. It was like 6 pounds. Honestly, my mom might have even given it to me. I don't even know where it came from. I had nothing. So, I remember cleaning a house, painting a house, I think, because I paint on the side. My father taught me how to paint, so I used that, right? It's this craft, it's a skill. I painted, and I think I can't remember where the money came from. I'd have to go back, but I had to, there was tile on the floor. I had to put rubber, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have anything. So nothing was handed to me. My parents didn't have money. They weren't like, we believe in your dream. Amore, here you go. Here's all this money. Have fun.
We believe in your dreams.
They got nothing. They had nothing. They had nothing. They would have given it to me if they had it. They were like, we believe this. Praise God. Hallelujah. Good luck. We're going to do the best we can. We'll show up and bring you coffee, but we don't have any money. So everything was built on hard work, like seeing the vision, but putting in the work. So I would get my clients, pay my rent, keep working my side jobs, and then I'd buy a new piece of equipment. Like, I don't know if you know how expensive gym equipment is, but let me tell you how expensive gym equipment is. Thousands of dollars. Thousands. Mm-hmm. You're not looking at like, oh, that's what did you pay for that? 5, 6, try 3,000, try 4,000 just for that. Oh, you want heavier dumbbells? Let me see. They charge X, Y, and Z per pound.
Yeah, almost $1.
More. Because some of the stuff that I was trying to buy was in the middle of COVID. So like everything doubled in price. Because everybody was like, oh, we're going to work out at home. And then it was just like, things got crazy. But, you stay faithful. You keep showing up. You keep putting in the work because of like what you see.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, but it's not going to be easy.
Right.
It's not going to be easy.
Right.
So little by little, I would train, get my clients, pay my rent, put it aside, go buy equipment. So it's like all the equipment that I have now. So I'm in a, over the years, the size of my space doubled. So I started at 600, I went to 1,200 square feet, and now I'm in a 3,300 square feet.
That's what's
my
up.
gym now. I don't know square footage very well, but it's every time I've moved, it's
Yeah.
doubled. So I'm saying all that equipment, and I don't say this like, oh my God, you're the best. I didn't take out a single loan on anything that I've bought, thousands of dollars. But the point in that is work hard. You see something, it's not going to be handed to you.
Right.
Nothing was ever handed to me.
Right.
Nothing. Not
Right.
one thing.
I mean, we have a culmination of ingredients right here that are in there. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, number one is you had passion, right? And that passion gave you decision. And then you also had, like, this passion was so strong that it also had resilience. And it has, like, all these other things. I'm going to fight hard. I'm going to stick with it. I don't care if I get discouraged.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not just simply working hard. It's the fact that you were working with something that you loved. You know what I mean? And then all these other ingredients just, like, really work together. And then it also shows up in how you speak to your clients and how much care you give to your clients and, like the service that you're ultimately providing. You know what I mean? You're not just working like, all right, we're going to do this now. No, I'm sure you encourage people. Yeah. I'm sure you get to their level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're like, I really want to see your success.
Yeah.
I know how much this means to me. And I want you to feel the peace that I feel from, what I believe working out does.
Right.
What it can do for your life.
Yeah.
Your self-image, your confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How you talk to yourself, how you talk to others. It is therapy.
It is therapy.
You know what I mean?
It is,
like
yeah.
it is. So there's a bunch of little things that are working together outside of just working hard. And then also believing in the Most High. You know what I mean? Like, it gives you like a reason to suffer through the things.
Yeah, it does. Well, that's what it is, right?
You know? Like,
if I didn't have that focus, you're just kind of like, why am I doing this? It's
right.
stupid. It's stupid.
But it's not stupid.
No.
It's pretty amazing.
It is.
You
and
know
I
what I
think like, I see, you're right? Like, I'm bringing this to them, right? But I don't know that anybody ever sees what it does for me. It's like sometimes I stand.
It's not for them.
Right.
But like, they don't need to see.
Right. They don't need to see.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Breathe it in.
And I have some of my best friends that I have made have been from clients first. So it's like you came to me for help, right? Unbeknownst to you. And then you see people 3-4 times a week, and you're talking about all kinds of stuff. You're talking about some of the craziest shit with people.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah. Literally, like not every, but most of my training sessions are literally podcasts and talking about the craziest shit. And it's great. I love it. I'm here for it. And
just marketing brain. That's a marketing angle.
Crazy shit.
Potentially. No, just like the conversations that happen during the sessions.
Oh yeah.
If you guys are mic'd up, depending on like what we want to really put out to the world, there could be some really like interesting things in there.
It's like we could create like a gym podcast, things I talk about with my clients, and just have this unhinged conversation.
But it also shows a level of comfort that they have with you.
Well, that's what it is.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, what is the dynamic really? Like, if I were to hire you, what's the energy? What's the vibe? You know what I mean? And people get to see that. They see the comfort. They're just like, oh shit, this is actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, are you mostly women or men clients?
I have a solid split of both. I think, obviously, I'm going to attract more women clients. I think because my space is private too. I think, and I can't. I'm not going to say that men don't want a private space, but I do train quite a few men. I think sometimes it's both. Right? Let's look at it this way real quick. Let's like squirrel for a second. Women come because they feel comfortable with a woman trainer. You like the squirrel? The squirrel. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. I say it all the time, squirrel.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. I say that all the time. But women come because they feel more, they trust a woman trainer, right? Then not only are you more comfortable with a female trainer, but you're also in a private spot.
With other females.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yep. So it's not like
you're getting judged, looked at.
Right there.
You're already in your head thinking about shit. Now you got to worry about someone else looking at you some type of way.
What
get you like all like type of.
That's exactly. So then you got that, and then like, I think for the women too, like one of my clients said to me years ago, they're just like, you are not, like the way you look, is not the way you act, and I was like, wait, what? Can you help me understand? I don't know what you mean. Because she was like, I was trying to tell one of my friends, like, she should hire you. And she's like, no, 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 no. Like, don't worry about how she looks. She's really nice.
Pretty girls are bitches.
She was literally like, no, 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 no. She's wicked nice. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do I look like?
Yeah.
She goes, no, no. I was like, should I be offended by what you said? She's like, no, no, no. It's a compliment. But I was laughing because it's like, then you see, I love to eat. There's literally no judgment. Like, you could tell me anything, and I'm not going to be like, oh, my God, oh, you really? You had pizza. Well, that makes sense. You know, I'm like, where did you get it? Was it
Where
good?
did you get it?
Would you go back? Like, was the pizza so good that you would recommend it to your family and friends? Like, you know, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I know you got fitness goals, but tell me about this pizza, please. But, you know, so like you're talking about that. So the women appreciate that because there's no shame, right? I think in our environment, there's enough body shaming. There's enough fat shaming, skinny shaming too. Let's talk about that. But like, we can eat food. We can eat food and stay fit. Like, relax, calm down. It's really not that deep. But the men that I train, it's funny because like a couple of my guy clients are like, oh my God, it's just nicer to have a female trainer because when like, and these are people who've trained with men. It's literally just like, who's stronger? You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, you're only benching 225. Well, you know, when I was your age, I was putting up for. It's just like, no one cares.
Nah,
like,
I just want some eye candy. How you like that? Rip out a few more.
There you go. But like, they're like, you know, you get like, I'm here to get strong, put on muscle, and it's really not a competition of like who's stronger, this and that. It's just chill environment. You know what I mean? It's just a chill, and not all female trainers are like that. Not all male trainers are like that. But in my world, in my space, this is what I hear.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Well, no, I definitely hear you.
yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't know where I was squirreling from and to, but
I can't remember
don't
where the
remember
squirrel was
either.
from.
I don't
You know what I
remember
mean?
either. I just remember talking about like opening the gym and how I doubled in space every time I moved and like whatever. But I never. I guess let's backtrack to that main point.
Maybe we were talking about like videos behind the scenes.
Oh yeah. We're
You know what I
talking
mean?
about the
And then you
crazy
were
shit we
like,
talk about.
They say I'm not the way I look.
Yeah, which I think I understood what she meant by that. I didn't really think too much into it after
Yeah.
she said it, but she's like, "No, don't be offended." I was like, "All right, I won't be." Like,
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You have solid energy. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? From what I could tell on this first exchange, you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
seem like genuine.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think I would like to help you.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like with this type of stuff. Again, I think you never really know. But yeah, like I don't like with video there's a lot of power that comes into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes people have like the sauce, the elements that we were talking about before that really, I don't know, like that you want to get behind. Other people, you don't want to necessarily help them promote their business. And like if they're grimy, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on the stage of where you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like some people, if you need like extra money, you might just take on jobs just because,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? All that other good stuff. And it also helps practice the muscle,
Yeah.
you know? But ultimately, with my goal is Legend Photo and Film. That's the name of my business. And I want to build legacies. You get what I'm saying? And I want to make sure that it's the right voices because my passion for video started when I was really young. You know what I mean? And I noticed that the people typically, like all the messages out there that people create with video are not necessarily the most wholesome. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I don't think the best people have the voices. And I want to flip that shit on its head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I want
Yeah.
to make sure that people who are genuine, really care about other people's success, those are the ones who get awareness, exposure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's where my energy is.
That's good.
You know what I mean? So
yeah. That's fresh.
yeah.
And I think I was just having this conversation. I talk to people all the time, so I'm always having a conversation. So, you know, that's just how I'm going to preface stuff. But, you know, in the fitness world, it is hard to keep it somewhat, like, not over-sexualized. And, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, you want to see that I'm fit. Why are you going to hire me?
Yeah.
Like, you know, there is a fine line between,
Yeah,
like...
but I don't think, and not to be vain, and I don't want to just, like, focus in on only your looks. But, like, I don't think you have to try too hard.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, we don't need to just do ass shots.
Right. That's
You get what I'm
exactly...
saying? Like,
yeah.
we don't...
That's exactly the
We don't
point.
need to. I'm like, I think your natural physique in and of itself, we don't need that.
Right.
You know what
And
I mean?
that's the hard part, though, too. You
And we
know
shouldn't
what I
even
mean?
focus on that. We should focus more so on the love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's...
Okay.
That's what we focus on.
Okay.
That's what matters.
That was solid. That was solid.
This is
Because
what
that
I
has
do.
nothing to do with the way you look.
Exactly.
Love has nothing to do with the way you look.
Exactly. That's what I'm
I
trying to
like
say.
that. I like that.
That's
It
what
literally, I've been like thinking, I was like, what do you know, where are you going? You don't want to just keep, oh my God, there's asses everywhere and there's a million great ones. They're all good. Like,
all right, ass, what up?
right. Like, that's like, and sex does sell. Like, you know that it does. But
And you got one hell of an ass. I'm playing.
listen, you know, I try. I work hard. But, you know, like that's the thing, right? It does sell. It's great, but that's not the brand. Like we were saying, that's not the brand that I want to make.
There's 1,000,000 out there.
Yeah. There's
You know
a
what I mean?
billion great
And
asses.
it's not
way
even
better
hard
than
to
mine.
find them.
No, it's
you
not.
open up the app and there it is. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Even if you don't even have that shit on your algorithm, it
It
pushes.
shows that it
You know what
goes
I mean?
there.
Like,
It goes there.
you're
But
gonna
I
see it.
love that. Like, what do you market? You market love. You market passion. That's so good. That's so good. That's so good.
Why?
That was like light bulb moment for me right now.
Good.
That was so good.
All glory to the Most High.
Absolutely. That was literally the most beautiful thing. Because that's my heart and soul, like, right? And I've been stuck because I can be so, what do you say, like, tunnel vision, I think. I can't see the forest through the trees type of thing. And I'm just like, all right, fitness, the way you look, fitness, your body. Like, how do you make it? How do you market? Like, people got to see you're in shape. Who's going to hire you? Right? Like, that's where I keep getting this, like, stuck.
No.
You
Yeah.
know?
Well, let's break that.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah.
That was good because it got
Yeah.
nothing to do with the way you look. Is like a side effect almost, like you showing up.
Right.
You know?
Right. You can sprinkle elements
Yeah.
of like you working out just to double down on how much you love it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're dedicated to it. You're
Right.
disciplined to it. So this is your way of life. You know what I'm saying? But it shouldn't be the sole pillar.
Yeah, I love
You know what I
that.
mean?
Yeah.
Like if it's the sole pillar, it's just like, what do I get out of this?
Yeah.
All right, Miss Ego.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like she don't even give a fuck. Like she's just doing this all for her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, it's a combination. You're doing it for you because of how fulfilled you get
Yeah.
from all of it. You love it so much fulfillment that you want others to share in that fulfillment.
1000%.
You know what I mean?
That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
For like, and everybody's got a different outlet. They've got a different like way of release and like finding confidence or peace or like you said, therapy, like all that kind of stuff. But for me, this was it. And for a lot of people, this is it. Right? Like you said, how do you like get people to see that it's more than just what you look like?
Right. And this is one of those things like love cannot necessarily be measured. It's immeasurable.
Right.
You know, when we know and understand what it truly is, love is God. God is love.
Right.
You know what I mean? It is immeasurable. The only way that we can really take consideration and like try to gauge it is through consistency.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like through showing up.
Right. Just like going to the gym.
10 years later,
Just
we're
like going
still
to the
doing
gym.
it. Like, damn, like she really is about this. You know what I mean? You might think you make one video and it's like, this is where that was good. That was love. That shows a lot of love right there. But if you don't do it tomorrow, it's like, it wasn't really that much love.
Right. How much love was there? You're right.
You know what I'm
if
saying?
you
Like,
loved it, wouldn't you want to do it?
It was a
every day?
show. We seen this shit. People playing games. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's consistent. That's how
so
you show
good.
love.
That's so good. Just like the gym. Just like the gym. You got to keep showing up. You want to see results. You got to keep showing up.
Yeah.
That's so good. Dang. That was like,
Boom.
boom. I've been looking for, like, where's the thought process? Where do you go?
This is the other flip of the coin today.
Yeah. You're right.
Welcome to the other side.
You said that. Like, after all my hardship, and now to move from a place of love. And it's so wild because, like, that is something that I struggled with my whole life, was love. And that's, like, going, which is what we started.
Because you had so much fear.
Yeah.
That's a whole other episode.
That's a whole nother episode, right?
We'll talk about that next time.
Yeah.
But
that's
before
so
I cut you
crazy.
off,
Go ahead.
I want you to get out what you're just gonna say.
About what? Like,
You're saying you struggle with feeling or expressing love, or
yeah, my whole life. My whole life. Love was not like a really, yeah, I don't even, honestly, how do you even say it? I never really felt like a lot of love. I never really, and I know, you know, my parents loved me. Of course they did. But it was just very different expressions of that. You know what I mean? And then love in my life was always something that had to be earned. Always. It was never just given because of who you are. Like, I love you and I don't care what you do, where you came from. Like, But like, I'll love you if you do what I tell you to do. Like, I love you if you act how I want you to act. Like, I'll love you if you're, you know what I'm saying? And so my whole life has just been fear, overperforming. You know, that kind of thing. You know what I'm trying to, like, overdoing, perfection.
Yeah.
You know, trying
Right,
to
right, right. That's why
earn
you have such
something.
busy hands.
That's why I got such busy hands. Trying to earn something that should be given to me freely. And I've been struggling with that. And, you know, of course, like, probably a story for another day, but like going through everything that I've been going through lately, that is something that I've been having to face. All my busy work. It's like trying to prove, not necessarily to somebody, but to myself, that I'm worthy of, I can be loved.
You believe in Christ?
Yeah.
You are loved.
Right.
If you know him.
Do you know how hard it is for me to just sit in that simple truth, though?
What, that he's real?
No, that it's like, if you believe, you're loved. I've
You
never
got to know
seen
it.
that, right?
If you know him, you know he is
Right.
love. You know him, you know you are loved.
And that's where my struggle has been my whole life, is to rest in the reality of I could do nothing. I could do terrible things. Let's go to the other extreme.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I could do some heinous shit. Unforgivable shit. And nothing would change that truth. And I struggle, like, I'm working through it. I'm trying, like,
Right.
that's kind of like what I'm facing
Right.
within the past several months that I've, you know, God has been working on in my heart, but that's
Right.
a big thing.
No, 100%.
So wild that's where you said love, and I'm just like, hold on a second. So
Right.
not only has that been one of my greatest struggles my whole life, you mean to tell me that, like, that's going to be
your
something
solution. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Also my solution. It's just like,
Yeah.
what? That's insane.
It's also beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Love is a beautiful thing.
It is.
And if you struggle with it, I'm only hoping that you receive some amazing love that you were longing for.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a long struggle for a reason.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And maybe it's in the kingdom. Maybe it's in the next lifetime.
Right. It
which
could
is
be.
going to be some overwhelming love.
A lot.
You know
Too
what I'm
much.
saying?
Yeah.
No, not too much.
Right. Never too much.
You know?
I think so too, though. Like, when you live a life always looking for that, knowing, I think you love better. You know what I mean? When you don't have something and you find it,
Yeah.
you understand how
Right.
free you can give it. You're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
looking for perfect. You're not looking for,
Yes.
you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I do.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Definitely.
that's part of, like, the struggle too, right?
You give and you get. What you give, you get. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, you're showing it, which means it exists.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it feels good to give to others, honestly. I
Yeah.
feel like all of my work, like, I get it right back right there and then when I help
Mhm.
somebody out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Literal, like, mic drop.
boom.
I won't drop this.
Damn straight. All right, bet. I feel like that's a nice solid place to kind of leave it for today.
Okay.
You know? So I want to thank you again for coming on the show.
Yeah, dude, that was, like, great. Like, literally, I just had, like, a brain exploding, like, perspective altering motive. So that was, thank you
You're
for
welcome.
having me, because I don't know that would have came any other way. Thank you.
Oh, glory to the Most High.
Definitely.
So, guys, thank you. Leave some comments down below. Tell us some of your favorite moments, some of the things that you got out of this episode. And make sure to check out some of our past episodes where people open up about all types of stuff. Most vulnerable moments. Thank you again, Danny, for
You're
coming on today. This was very insightful, very motivational, very purpose-driven.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
excellent, guys. Subscribe, and I guess we'll see you in the next one.